Hey everyone, it's Corinna Arnold here. Welcome to the November energy update. To say that October has been interesting is probably not being accurate. It has been a wild ride, as we all know. I know you guys, we have our VIP lounge where we do weekly readings and we connect on a forum and stuff on my website. And certainly the feedback that I'm getting back from everyone else is there's lots of stuff coming up for people, in particular around emotion. And people are also talking about being exhausted. I personally am a little depleted in energy as well. But the other message that I keep getting is it's time to keep pushing forward. So there's time to balance out retreat and taking rest, but there's still certainly things we need to do before we hit this 2020 energy. So let's get into it. This is going to be a very different format than we've done before. I'm excited to say that going forward, we are actually going to record the energy updates no longer live. I know for some of you that'll be disappointing because I actually do live readings for you all. However, I still plan on doing that. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm not going to give a lot of notice when I'm feeling in tune to it, when I'm feeling I'm being guided to go on live and hop on live and help you guys live and do some quick live readings for you. I'm going to do that. I'll give you an hour or so's notice maybe, and we'll be on there live. So I will continue to do that. Just make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell, guys, because if you don't hit the bell, you're not going to get notifications in your email or on your phone that I am live. So make sure you're subscribed for that. So those aren't going away by any means, but to be more efficient and to maybe change the format in which we're doing this, I wanted to pre-record. And the nice thing is I've got Tyler here helping me. Thank you, Tyler. More news coming with Tyler and I very soon. I know I keep putting I drop little hints and little bombs that something exciting is coming, and it is. And pretty soon you'll start to see that Tyler and I are going to work together and do some really exciting stuff. But until that time, he's helping me out with some of this. And what we're trying to do is streamline it a little bit to cut the time, because pulling cards and stuff sometimes takes time. And also you'll be able to see the cards really popped up on the screen so you can get a better picture of what I'm looking at. I always hold up the cards so you guys can see it. And but I know sometimes it's hard to see the cards with the type of lighting and stuff I have. So that being said, things are changing, but welcome to the energy we're in right now. Everything is about change, right? Everything is about surrendering to change. Change is happening, all the time around us. And I really keep getting the message right now. It's about surrendering to change. I know that's scary for people and like me that like security, but this is the energy we're going into, and this is the energy we have to surrender and release into right now. It's time for change. It's time to grow into new parts of ourselves. And that's certainly what I'm going to do here on this channel. So thank you to everyone for all your support and all your love. By the way, big news, I hit over 100 subscribers. Who knew that was such a big thing? I actually got an email from YouTube. So I guess 100 subscribers is a big thing on YouTube. I'm happy for all of you that follow me. I'm happy to people that are coming to join me, and I can feel more of you joining every day. So thank you so much for all your love and all your support, because I'm here to support you, and that's my intention, is to really bring through this message for you. So with that said, guys, let's hop into the November energy reading. And so what I've done is I've pre-pulled the cards, meditated, pre-pulled them. I haven't gotten into the message too much. As you know, I like to channel that message through. But I'll probably be guided to pull more cards as we go along if they want to deepen the message on anything. Okay, so the first card we got here with the Archangel Metatron deck, which I talked about last month. Love this deck. It's conquering fear and start today. One of the things that they're talking about a lot right now is there is a lot of fear coming up and a lot of kind of a resistance energy about where am I going? What am I doing? Am I making the right decision? Are you sure this is what I should be doing? There's been lots of questioning, a lot of internal questioning, and because of that, there's a lot of fear coming up for people. I also feel, and they're telling me, thank you, that the fear is also coming up because intuitively we know something big is coming and a big shift is happening. And because we can't see it for some reason, we can feel it, but we don't really know what it looks like. It's bringing up some fear in us. The one thing that they want to remind you of is that you're supported through all this right now, and there's nothing to fear. But it is having to make us sit and kind of look at what our fear buttons are still. What is it that we're still afraid of? What do we need to look at that needs to come up and be witnessed and to be released? It's really time to sit in that energy right now. What they don't want more than anything is for the energy of fear or lack or being uncertain to come forward into the new energy in 2020. What they're really assisting us to do right now is get clarity on path, is what I keep hearing. What are you here for? Why are you coming? What are you contributing? Get clarity. And so in this next time frame, until we start hitting that 2020 energy, which I'm getting is more like middle January energy, is when we're really going to start stepping into it. It's really about us sitting here, clearing our energy fields up, clearing what's still residing with us. And I know we've been doing this a lot, guys. I know. Trust me, I know. And it's been a journey. I've been on this journey, I feel like my whole life, trying to scrub up what's been implanted energetically into me, what I've lived through. But, this is taking us to a brighter place. But we are in a bit of a state of a wake-up call right now, because this is the other card that came up. It's time to listen and take note. We're waking up. And they're asking to listen to what is actually coming up for us right now. Is there fear coming up? Is there doubt coming up? Is there resistance coming up? What is still coming up with us? Is there pain still coming up? Is there past traumas coming up for us? What is still here to be seen and to be witnessed? They want to make sure this is what's happening. We're all waking up to this right now, that there's other potentiality for us out there. There's other things that's coming forward for us. But we are in a time of awakening, and we are in a time of waking up. And so this is a time that they want you to get clarity on that. In my VIP lounge, which I have on my website, I do weekly, actually, energy readings and oracle card readings for that group. And one of the things that they brought forward for me through that channeling, and is still residing within me, and I'm still sitting with it and talking to my guides and angels about it, is they kept using the metaphor that this is where we're in a place of giving birth to something new. And what happens as we're about to give birth to something new? Think about that in 8th, 9th months of pregnancy. As we're going into labor, it gets tight, it gets uncomfortable, and there's this push forward, and it gets really uncomfortable at the end. Any of you that have been pregnant know this feeling. You just want it to stop. You want the baby to come. Enough of this already. I'm uncomfortable. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't do any of it. This is the energy we're in right now. This is the energy we're in. It's uncomfortable. We're tired. We can't sleep right. We can't find the right foods to eat. There's all of this energy coming up. So this is what we're waking up to. They want you to just be present with it right now. They also want you to listen, is what they just had. They want you to listen to what's coming to you right now intuitively, more now than ever as we start to walk into 2020. They want you to listen intuitively to what you're being guided to do. And what is it that you're trying to move beyond now, so you're as clear as possible going into this energy. It is a bit of an urgent call right now. And I know some of you are feeling that, this sense of urgency. Even for myself, even though I feel depleted right now, I still feel like I've got to push through. I keep asking my guides, they're like, no, we got to get certain things in motion. Certain things need to get going. We just need to keep pushing through. And so there is that amount of energy that's happening. So this is a card, Doorway to Personal Healing and Happiness was the next card that came up. You guys, I'm getting this card all the time. We got it last month. I get it in almost every single weekly oracle card reading I'm doing in my VIP lounge. This is the doorway that's opening. This is the potentiality that's coming for us if we can stand in the energy of hope. If we can release the fear, if we can let it go, right? If we can release the fear, if we can let it go, if we can conquer those, and this is interesting wording, they're saying inner demons, those things that are still holding us into repetitive patterns, into things that still need to be seen and witnessed. But this is the doorway to personal happiness and healing. So this is what's happening for us. There is a doorway that was certainly opened in October. I'm sure all of you have felt the new energy surge that's come in. It's definitely here for us to tap into. And the one thing that I keep getting is the energy of joy and hope within this, right? I mean, there is an energy of joy and hope on the other side of the doorway. The doorway has been opened, and they want you to tune into that and to know that this is here for you. This is absolutely here for you. As the card drops out of my hand. All right, the next card we got is an interesting card, Magician in the Mirror. The reason this is an interesting card, again, this is the way Spirit, communicates with me, is I just did a VIP live with my VIP lounge team. And they brought up this really amazing vision for me, and I really want to share it with all of you as well. What they showed me was right now is we're like in a fun house. And you know that fun house where you go through that mirrors and there's all those mirrors and it keeps reflecting back to you. You don't know whether to go left or right. Is this real? Is this not real? Is that really me standing in the mirror? How do I get out of this? They said to me through that reading, and I want to share it with you guys, that this is happening for all of us right now. It almost feels like, and you know that energy when you get into that space and you feel like you're not sure if you're going to get out? That is the energy some of us are feeling now. A bit of a panic, a bit of a what's actually going on right now. What they want to remind you more than anything is that you're the magician through all of this. You're the magician. You're the one that can get through this. Don't focus on the mirrors. Don't focus on the reflections that the world might be reflecting back to you and all the things that you're seeing that might be triggering the fear, that might be bringing up doubt. You're the magician. You have the power within you to navigate through. And the vision that they gave me was, you have this house of mirrors, but there is a very clean way out, a left and then a right and then two lefts and then a right. And if you just tune in and you connect to your own intuitive knowing, you connect to your higher self and those divine beings around you, they're going to help you navigate through this fun house right now. And I think it's interesting that you're using the analogy of fun house, because it's a little wacky out there right now, you guys. It's a little crazy. It seems like a fun house. There's lots of things being reflected back to us. They want to remind you that you are the magician. You are the one that can get your way through that and navigate your way through that. You have the power. The other thing that keeps coming up, and for some reason they're pointing it out, there's an energy of balance here for November, of trying to find balance and making sure that we're bringing balance into our lives. Because he's holding his hands out, and just when they were pointing that out to me, I felt the energy of balance for this month. Balance is important as we start to enter into November. It's making sure that we are as balanced as possible and start bringing balanced energy into our field as much as possible right now. I asked which Ascended Master was with us right now for this month, and it was Paul the Venetian. And he says, experience grace, share your gifts with grace, waves of inspiration and love are coming for you, right? So that's what we were talking about letting that fear energy go, tapping into what it is you're really here for, allowing the grace of the divine to unfold through you to what is it that the gifts that you were supposed to be bringing forward for the universe. What is it that you're here to assist humanity with? What is your intention right now? There's clarity around that, and bringing grace into your life and grace into your heart. And when I feel grace coming into a scenario, it's really about, they just said his card came up before, so that's interesting. I'm going to have to go back in October. But this isn't the first time Paul's actually come up for us, so we'll have to go back and look at that. But it's heart energy, right? It's allowing the grace of compassion and love to unfold in your life. Let go fear, like they talked about, and allow your gifts to shine forward. Get clarity on what you're here to do right now. Get clarity on the gifts you're bringing forward right now. And I just heard he's here to help you with that. So if you're interested in working with a guide right now that could help you get clarity and bring that energy of grace into you, I just heard the word humbleness too. That's interesting. So there's a humbleness energy with him that he's here to assist with in humbling us to, it's interesting because they just said brass tacks. So there's something here about getting to the bottom of it all, about what's really important in our lives, what we should really be focusing on, and letting go of the things that are distracting. You know, they're showing me those mirrors again, those things that have been distracting us in the mirrors. It's about getting down to brass tacks and allowing the grace of your divinity to come through for whatever it is you need to contribute back to the world right now. The other card that I got was the synchronicity card, but more than anything, this is the yin yang, right? So there's something here again about balance this month. There's something here about bringing balance into your life and making sure that your energy is balanced. They just said to me, this is what's this new energy that's come in October is actually assisting with that as we navigate into November. Is what they're showing me is that's going to help balance the male female energy within you. It's going to help balance the yin and yang, positive and negative, because we have both, right? Both exist in the universe and both exist within us. And there's center point energy. That's interesting. They just said there was center point energy that came into the field, where it's that neutralized energy that helps you find the middle ground and the balance between that yin and yang energy right now. There is synchronicity in things, though, too. So this card is a two-folded message. Again, confirming balance, which I got with the Magician and the Mirror card. But there is something here about watching for synchronicity this month. They're talking about being in the divine flow this month. And they just said to me, when you are in balance, you are in divine flow. And that's when you're in synchronicity. And when synchronistic things start happening in your life. And you know those moments when someone repeats to you the same book title 3 times. When someone actually, you see the same numbering 3 times. When someone recommends the same healer once or twice. Those are the things that they want you to focus on right now. There is synchronicity unfolding, but there's something about having to be in the flow, and it's easier to be in the flow of synchronicity when your energy is more balanced. So spending time to make sure that we're doing self-care, doing things that help to balance our energy this month, and making sure that they just said treating ourselves well. So there has to be time, as I know it's busy and we're feeling like we've got to get a lot of things done. There's some energy of catch-up is the energy I'm feeling. We've got some catch-up to do, some of us. We're catching up to kind of become in alignment with the new vibration. I just heard we're catching the wave. So we're catching the wave and we're getting on the wave. And what they just showed me is some of us are just paddling out and we're just getting in front of the wave. So we're going to ride the wave, but you've got to do the work to get in front of the wave and to make sure you're there to ride it. Two animal energies came through. So when I was pulling it out, 2 cards fell out. One is flamingo spirit, so that's embrace the in-between. And the next one was rabbit spirit, and now is a lucky time. The one thing that they're saying is they're just wanting to confirm that's and the reason why that came after the synchronicity card, they said, is because this has all to do with synchronicity. That space in between, that space which they were talking about the 0 point energy that's come in, that 0 point divine energy, that place of everything and nothing. There's a higher frequency of that right now on the earth. And it's that space of the in-between, that space in between words, that space in between breaths. And they're just bringing up, I don't know if any of you have ever done the Gap meditation. I think it's called The Gap by Dr. Wayne Dyer. It was one of my favorite meditations many, many years ago, because what it taught me was how to get into the gap in between thoughts. And that's what they're talking about right now. And that's that 0 point energy, is that divine energy in between things, in between thoughts, in between visions, in between. that's coming through for us now. They also just said, and that will help as we're starting to balance out with this new energy that's come in. The other thing is that they just said is we're in between worlds. So as this new doorway is opening, we're not quite on the other side of this. So we have to be patient, they just said, as we're in that in between. Some of us still have 1 foot here and 1 foot there. They just said to me, some of you are like, okay, when are both of you going to be on the other side of the doorway? There's a level of frustration I'm picking up in the collective a little bit right now. It's like, come on already. Let's just get moving forward. But everything is in divine timing, they want to remind you of. And so we're in a place of in between right now, which is really uncomfortable. Again, they're showing me the woman about ready to give birth. She's at that space of in between. And I don't know if any of you, many of you probably have experienced childbirth. But again, before that baby takes its first breath, again, they're showing me that's a space of in between. And when that breath comes, it's such a miracle. And this is what's coming. It's this new breath, this new life that's coming in. But we're in a place of in between, and that's an uncomfortable place right now. This lucky card, they want you to keep holding on to the vibration of joy and hope right now. So when I asked, what do we need to surrender to? They said, surrender into joy. And now is a lucky time. I know sometimes what we're feeling right now, because it can feel, the word could be challenging. I'd like to flip the script a bit and say this is more opportunity. And so it all depends on perspective and the way that we think about it. These are opportunities to clean out the cobwebs. These are opportunities to move forward with grace. These are opportunities to stand in alignment. These are opportunities to make sure our energy is balanced. These are opportunities to flow with synchronicity and to let go of fear. And sometimes we can get caught in the mindset that it's challenging and it's challenging and it's challenging. And right now they're asking you, can we flip the script a little bit? Can we actually stand in the energy of, actually, these are good times. These are going to be great times. These are actually happy times. And they just said, rejoice in the change. They know that that's challenging when the change is, they keep showing me structures crumbling. They know that that can cause them fear, but this is actually something to rejoice, because change can be a good thing. And they just said to me, this is interesting, that we've all been called to be change agents here on earth. That's an interesting phrase, that we are all change agents, and we're bringing forward the energy of change. So surrender into the change and tap into, this is actually a lucky time. There's good things coming. And can we surrender into the potentiality of knowing there's joy here for us, please? There is joy here in these moments as we're continuing to progress through the end. They keep referencing this pregnancy thing for me, and they're laughing because they're showing me a vision of when I was in labor and my husband was actually cracking jokes in the middle of the labor room. I could have throttled him, let me tell you. But they're reminding me, even in the moments of those rough, challenging, I don't want to say, what's the word I'm trying to get? Uncomfortable is the word, thank you. They just said uncomfortable. Even those uncomfortable moments, there's the potential for joy, the potential for laughter, the potential to see the humor in things. He did eventually get me laughing, by the way, a couple times, bless his heart. But, can we surrender into that a little bit? Can we have some fun with it a little bit? They're just saying just a little bit. Could you just have a little bit of fun through this? A little bit of joy through this? Because if we can tap into hope and we can tap into joy, I just feel like our ride is going to be so much smoother on the wave. I don't feel like a huge crash if we can tap into just the joy of the ride here. So they want to remind you of that. When I asked about self-care, and and what we could do to support self-care. The nature card came up, so this must be an important message for us. Again, because they talked a lot about balance and finding balance in our energy. Nature is really a miracle worker when it comes to energetically assisting and balancing you. A reminder to let the beauty of nature feed your soul is what it says. Take a walk. They're just asking you, go outside and take a walk and be in nature. Go outside, take a walk, let nature help balance you. They just said too, nature is having a transition as well. And one of the things they're reminding me of, and I can't remember, it could have been one of my VIP weekly readings, is have you guys noticed that nature is actually coming into our areas, even in the city more. We're seeing animals that haven't commonly been in the city all of a sudden in the city. Nature is coming, and they're coming to support. Their energy is here to support us and to love us through this. There's lots of change happening for them as well. But there is something about connecting into nature, and I just feel that nature and Mother is going to be a powerful, again, change agent in assisting all of this to come forward. So we're all working together, right, for this to come forward. The other thing that came is honor your resistance, which is interesting. I'm just going to tune into this card a little bit more. They're asking me, I knew they were going to ask me to pull another card because they told me don't put your cards away. I need to tune into this message a little bit more about weight. Honor your resistance. They just said to me, even though many of us are feeling like the time is now, even within that time frame, there's a specific time to be doing it. So there is some of us that have to wait until, even though we feel the push, there's things we have to get done and things we have to do. There is, within that time frame, what are we at now? Another 2.5 months or 3 months. There is still timing. There's still things that have to line up. It's still worth waiting and making sure that we're in the right vibration they're talking about, with the right intention, that our vibration is in the right space as we're continuing to be change agents. It's very interesting. They keep using that word today, change agents. I just want one more card, please, for clarity on weight. That's the one. Yeah, again, so the card we got was coming to life. They just said to me, there's things that are actually coming forward, but it's sometimes we have to wait for them. Sometimes we've got to wait. There's new life coming, but we have to wait when the timing is right. There is something about surrendering to a bit of divine destiny too. There's timing in all of this that's unfolding for us right now, and so we have to surrender into that right now. And they just said to me, just ride the wave, just ride the wave. I keep hearing like this surfer voice just keeps saying to me, just ride the wave as things come to life. I'm just going to pull, because I haven't done that yet, a crystal card. So just asking for what crystal could support us through the month of November, please. And as always, I always read these because I'm not a crystal expert. So it's Aura Quartz. And I'm just going to pull the book out here. This is by Colette Baron Reid, and I really love these cards. Number 6. So this is the message: connecting to infinite potential, a renewed sense of purpose, wonder, and awe. So that's just confirming everything that they just said, right? The Earth is only one planet within a solar system with massive galaxy. How awesome to recognize the power we are all have when we choose to see ourselves as part of the incredible creation. You're change agents. You're all part of this, right? You're the magician. You're the magician here. You're the one that is going to be able to navigate through. So right now it's getting clarity about your potential, clarity about why you've come. What is your infinite potential? What's your sense of purpose? A lot of this is what we're navigating through for the month of November, beloveds. Getting clarity on what it is we're here to do. And we tap into universal consciousness that continues to generate love and guides us with the wisdom of the ages. Cynicism and tension and worry is released when our heart is open to the wonder of life. Okay, listen, that's just confirming everything I just said. How amazing is that, right? So surrender to grace. Okay. So sorry guys, there might be a bit of a lapse there. Surrender to grace, right, is what they're asking you to do. And just tap in to this month about what your divine potential is. There's lots of potential to be had right now. It's all unfolding for you. Just trust that right now is what they just said to me. And just keep riding the wave. Some of us are still paddling up to get on the wave. But just as you get on the wave, which is really what I'm feeling here, make sure that you're focusing on that. If there's things that bring up fear for you, just remember that you're in a bit of a house of mirrors right now. They keep showing me that. And know that you're the magician and you are a sovereign being that has the ability to navigate and work your way out of any mirrors that are being reflected back to you right now. You are the magician. Take the lead and listen. But there is a wake-up call right now. It's time. It's time to get moving. All right, my beloveds, that is your energy update for November. Hopefully you found that helpful. Thank you so much for following me on here. Thank you for all your love and support. Again, you will see me come on live and do some readings for you, so don't worry. I will be on here doing live readings for you very soon. Again, remember to subscribe and hit that bell so you can get my notifications when I am live. For now, just hold on tight, ride the wave, and do your best to balance your energy right now and get clarity on what it is you're going to do going forward. I just heard you're either in or you're out. I'm not sure what that means. That's an interesting comment from them. Are you in? All right. Much love to you. We'll see you next month.